Hello and welcome to 40 Days to Destiny. I am Regina Livingston and so glad for you to be here today. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? Just a couple more days. It's day 38, I think. Yeah, 38. 2 more days. Oh my goodness. So, such exciting things are going on. I'm going through my whole house, getting rid of things. And I last night I went and got some of those space saver things so I could pack a little bit more stuff when I take it over to London because I have way too many clothes apparently, and there's this big fluffy blanket that I want to take with me, and I just love it. So I was like, oh, how am I going to get this in there? And all my shoes. My shoes are going to take up a lot of space, because women have to have something for this and something for that, and then you have winters and all that. So I put my blanket in there, tried that, and I put my wool coats in there to squeeze them down a little bit. And boy, it sure helped a lot. So I'm excited to be able to, take all the stuff that I want. And I have a few trinkets that I'm going to take with me, personalized, this is me kind of things. But for the most part, I'm going to be selling everything. You see my angels back here? Oh, on this side. Sorry. Yes. Over there, my mom keeps telling me, I'll save those for you. I'll save those for you. And they are beautiful, but they are just things. That's the thing with this, this life and everything. Everything is temporary and they're just stuff, and we can get so overwhelmed with stuff. And we spend all this money and all this money and all this money, and what do we have for it? And how long do we keep it? Or does it get stuffed in a closet somewhere and we never see it again for years and years? I mean, or all these holidays, we have to buy something for somebody, and you know I probably don't have to tell you the times that, oh my goodness, they gave you the ugliest thing and you have to be so grateful for this, thing and be happy. And, ooh, and so comes and visits. We need to get that, whatever it is, that ugly lamp or the thing out so that, we actually enjoy this. I don't know. I don't think that was the heart of what Christmas or Valentine's or any of those other things were intended for. I mean, it was to honor each other or, Christmas is to honor Christ. So, those things, we can get so caught up in stuff. And if we release all this stuff sometimes, it can just have a renewing spirit on us. Cleaning out that closet is such a relief. It's a release of, emotions and stuff. And you can, I don't know, I find a hard time, because you can be dealing with a whole bunch of stuff by getting rid of this stuff because there's so many memories and stuff attached to some of this, these things. I remember reading about a gal who, she had breast cancer. Terrible. I mean, she was going to die from this. And the doctor, a more natural doctor, because the regular doctor said, you're just going to die. So she went to a more natural person, and I think he somehow visited her or he got to talk to her in depth, and he found out that she had this room, I mean, this whole room dedicated to one of a child of hers that died. I'm not sure exactly how old this child was, but I mean, she had this whole room. She would never go in there. She would never do anything to that. I mean, it was just this constant reminder of this child who had passed away. And the doctor told her straight up, it's like, you need to get rid of that. That is killing you. You are dying completely because of that. And it was breast cancer, so the breasts are kind of associated with childhood, nursing and all that kind of stuff. So that's how sometimes you can figure out what's going on with you. Many doctors, especially around the world, think that it's associated with a certain place, whatever emotions are stuck in that particular area. So you can kind of help figure it out what's going on with you because of that. So anyway, she finally did it. And it was like it about killed her to take all that stuff out. I mean, she was going through all this emotional baggage and drainage, but she did. She cleaned out that room. She did. I mean, she was just laying on the ground at times because it was such an emotional shock to her body to get rid of this. But afterwards, the cancer left, and she was a much happier and healthier person because of it. Okay, so we can literally kill our stuff, ourselves with our stuff. Okay, but that's just one story. I've heard several different stories of that kind of thing happening. So, sometimes we need to release that stuff. So sometimes some of this stuff back here, the angels and stuff that I have, they have some associations that maybe I'm not as happy with, and if I get rid of them, then I will release some of that stuff in me, and that's part of what I'm thinking of with getting rid of some of this stuff, because I'm like, I've had this for so long, and some of that stuff is just not what I want to hold on to. Some of it is, though. I mean, and I will keep some of that stuff because I enjoy it, and my books are just amazing, and those are I the ones I really want to hold on to. I probably haven't had as long as some of the other stuff, but either way, it doesn't matter. You have to know what works for you, right? I mean, um, and sometimes it's good to take advice from somebody else. Like that doctor said, you got to get rid of this. You know, sometimes you do. You just have to get rid of those things, or else you will kill yourself. And or you will live miserably a long time. Okay, that could happen too. And I think this life can be happy. We don't have to suffer. We make ourselves suffer, I think, more than what we have to. So today I wanted to talk a little about money, but I talked a lot about other things. But, people talk about money, and the love of money is the root of all evil, and money is evil. But money in itself is just neutral. It's just a thing, right? But I read a quote by Zig Ziglar, and it said, money in itself, is not necessarily what you want, but in the gotta have it realm, it's pretty much close to oxygen, right? I mean, you got to have money. You have to have money. Money, buys you food. I like food. Okay. Money buys you a house. I like shelter. It buys you transportation. It buys you clothes. I like to look nice, and I do like to keep my body covered. All those things, they support you. They support your family. They give you things that you need, things that you want. It is a have to have it, thing. Now, we don't have to have a ton of it, I guess, right? But why not? Why would we have to limit ourselves to some degree? I mean, if you read, the Bible talks about the love of money being the root of all evil. But, how many good and righteous men in the Old Testament had money? And lots of money. Okay? They were good people. No worse than the poor people. And actually, one of the quotes I saw is, having a lot of money isn't the trouble, it's having none. Because what does that make you do? It makes you steal so you can have something to eat, or either kill so you can have something. It can cause certain problems that you don't have because you have money, right? And there's been times that that's happened. People have stolen because they have to eat, they want to feed their family, and a lot of times in history they didn't have welfare or anything like that to help out in those areas. So what I read when I was looking it up was that the love that they were talking about in the Bible at that point was mm, like a greed, like an insatiable greed for money. It's like what mine is mine and what yours is mine also, kind of love. And I don't think that's love, so I'm not really sure why they translated that love, because that sure doesn't seem like the love that I like. But I also think that that's the kind of love that a lot of bad people have. If you don't live up to my expectations, then I don't love you anymore. Because people are like, oh, well, bad people have all these redeemable traits and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but they can't love. I don't believe any bad person can love because it's all about them. It's a selfish, um, it's a selfish love. And if you don't, like I said, live up to my standards, you don't love. And that love's, so it's very selfish and self-serving kind of love. And what kind of love is that? It's not grand by any means of the words. So, yeah, and I don't think they're charming. Like, oh, bad guys are charming. No, that's manipulative because they're wanting to get something from you. Okay, that's all that is. It's not charm, not in the least. And I will not ever say that that's charming. So, I mean, I associate charming with somebody good, Prince Charming, right? Virtuous and all that. That's my terminology. Again, everybody has their own way of thinking about it. But that's my association with that word. Charming is positive and good trait. If you are a bad person or whatever, you want to call it that is manipulation because that's all it is you're manipulating and all manipulation is not necessarily bad, um, you know but there are certain manipulations that are for sure, and that's one of them. Okay, well, I've gone way too long. I had a lot to talk about today, apparently, but I hope you got some lessons out of that. Money is not evil. You can have it, okay? And get rid of stuff. Get rid of all those old memories that are holding you back and keeping you stuck in a place that could actually out be killing you. We don't need that. We want positive energy around us and surrounding us, okay? And that's one way to make your life better. Get rid of all your junk, right? Emotionally, physically, every which way, okay? You have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.